What's up, guys? Happy Saturday. Welcome to Championship Saturday weekend, everybody. It is the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Peralt. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt. This podcast being brought to you by DraftKings. I'm going to give you my thoughts on all the games today, all the big games. I'm going to go through them all. I will have official plays, 3 of them that will be official. I will give you my thoughts on the games going into today. There will be no live chat today. Instead, 8 o'clock in the morning is when we normally do it Pacific time, 11 a.m. on Saturdays. But on Sunday, we do a live stream. The live stream for the NFL actually is going to coincide with the releasing of the college football playoff bracket. Before the Sunday night game at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 o'clock p.m. on Sunday, I will remind you of this tomorrow, but I will do a 30-minute breakdown on the Discord channel. I would do a 30-minute breakdown of the bracket from a betting perspective. We will have the first numbers. We will have the first movement of those numbers. We'll have a ways to go till the games get played, but we'll take a look at the futures market. We'll take a look at the path for these teams, okay? We will do that on the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday night on the Discord channel. So no live chat this morning here, only the picks here on the podcast, which I'm going to give you here in a couple of seconds. So to recap last night, it was a flat 2-2 day, down 0.1. UNLV does not come in. Should have known better. Boise is like Omaha. There's nothing else there besides Boise State football. That was a great atmosphere. Cold, really hard to play. I thought Malik Williams played his worst game of the year at the worst possible time. That game was right there. UNLV had multiple trips to the red zone in which they didn't score any points. They missed a field goal, like all the things you can't do on a championship game to win a championship game. They did not do. Under was the play. Should have been the under. But Northwestern wins outright in overtime against Illinois. So that got us there. The props went 1-1. It was flat with the prop market. So we go 2-2. No real blood here as we head towards Saturday. Nothing to worry about. 3 official plays, like I mentioned, but I will go through the Big 12, the MAC, the SEC, the ACC, the Big 10. I have no thoughts on the Sun Belt, and I have no thoughts on the SWAC. So I don't know anything about those games, but I'll give you thoughts on the rest of them here in just 1 second. This podcast being brought to you by DraftKings and their Pick 6. Play $5, get $50 instantly in Pick 6 credits when you use the code JUICE at sign up at DraftKings with the Pick 6. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. 18 plus in most eligible jurisdictions, but other age and eligibility restrictions may apply. Valid only in jurisdictions where DraftKings Pick 6 operates. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including but not limited to New York and California, Ontario. Void where prohibited. For more terms, go to pick6.draftkings.com/promo. Okay, let's start with the Big 12. This is an official play. I think Arizona State's going to win the game, but I don't know. I got to be honest. The number is 1.5. It was 2. It's been bet down to 1.5. This is going to be a really, really crazy game. So Iowa State doesn't stop the run at all. Iowa State's got big problems stopping the run. And Scottaboo is going to run the ball like crazy for Arizona State. Just like crazy. Arizona State runs the ball at 4.7 yards per clip. They run the ball 42 times a game. That's top 15 in the country. They're top 25 in rushing yards per game, and Iowa State gives up 5.1 yards per rush. That's no good against Scottaboo and this rush offense for Arizona State. On the other side, though, Iowa State's pass offense is really pretty good. Iowa State can throw the football. 215 yards per game given up for Arizona State. That's not great. They also give up big plays in the passing game. BYU hit a bunch of big plays in the passing game in their game. Iowa State's got 2 really good wide receivers and a good quarterback to throw the football. I think Iowa State's going to have big play opportunities. I think Arizona State's going to have big running play opportunities. I think the best play in this game is the over. Over 50.5. But I do think Arizona State can win the game. And I do think Arizona State's going to win the game. I'll have a personal play on Arizona State to win the game, just a straight money line bet. Now I'm playing around with the 1.5, just Arizona State money line. But I think the official play, the best play, is going to be the over. I think that play is more than likely going to come in. Arizona State has gone over their last 2 games, and 4 of their last 5 have gone over. Not far over, but over. Against Arizona, they scored 49 points. Against BYU, they scored 28 points. Against Kansas State, the game went under. They scored 35 against Central Florida, and they scored 42 against Oklahoma State. On the flip side, Iowa State scored 29 against Kansas State, game went under. 31 against Utah, game went over. 34 against Cincinnati, that game went under by 2 points, and 36 against Kansas, that game went over. Iowa State is 2-2 to the over, but their last 2 road games have gone over. This isn't a road game, but you know what I mean. This game is being played in Dallas, Texas, Jerry's World. This is being played at a neutral, but fast track, indoors, perfect condition, away from Ames, over 50.5 for Iowa State and Arizona State in the Big 12 championship game. Official play. Unofficial is I like Arizona State to win the game, just on the money line. In the MAC championship, this is going to be, if you're looking for kind of a competitive football game, if the other games get kind of boring, same if it's a blowout one side or the other for the Big 12, flip over and watch this game in Detroit. Ohio taking on Miami in the MAC championship game. Ohio is 8-4 ATS this year, but they're 5-1 at home and 3-3 on the road. They covered 5 straight games. Miami of Ohio was 3-3, 6-6 overall, but they've covered in their last 2 games. Hard not to like Ohio here with a short number of 2.5 on a neutral. They've won their last 5 games by 21, 17, 25, 41, and 31. I think the play there is to lay the 2.5 with Ohio or take the money line with Ohio. Not official, just my thoughts. SEC Championship. This is an official play. Man alive. This is really fun. If you're somebody who is involved in college football, watching Georgia and Texas play in the SEC Championship game is just going to be really wild and really, really fun. Look, Kirby Smart has been really good in this game. And I mean really good in this game. And he doesn't lose this game all that often, okay? We're talking about guys and coaches. Let me give you some stats here for Kirby Smart in the SEC Championship because I can't go against him. I know everyone likes Texas, and I know they're saying that this is Texas's year, and there's no wideouts for Georgia and all this stuff. But Kirby Smart will be a conference title game underdog for just the second time. He was catching 7 points against LSU. He lost 37-10 in 2019. And in 2018, he was catching 11.5 against Alabama, and he lost 35-28. So 1-1 against the spread, 0-2 straight up as a dog. However, Kirby Smart is now in his 7th SEC championship game. The Bulldogs are 3-3 ATS in those games. But a lot of those games came against Alabama. Since the SEC championship game became a thing in 1992, the favorite is 25-6 straight up. Okay. But only 14, 16-1 against the spread, and 2 of those 6 losses have come from Georgia as a favorite against Alabama. Georgia has been horrible against the number this year, 3-9. I understand why everyone's looking at this and they're going, you got to get on Texas. Texas has been so much better against the number. I just think Kirby Smart is really good against everybody else except Texas. Except Alabama and Nick Saban. And I know they lost to Georgia this year, and I know Texas has been tremendous, but you look at Texas's schedule and you have to ask yourself, like, who on this schedule makes you go, oh my gosh, they're really, really good? Now, Georgia beat Texas head-to-head when they were there in Texas. This game is being played in Georgia. They're calling this a neutral, but Georgia knows how to play in this building. Does Texas? This number, all this steam, everyone taking Texas. I think we get reminded here about what Georgia is, in particular on the defensive side of the football. I know they're 2-4 ATS on the road. I know Texas is 3-2 ATS away from home. I know Texas has one loss all year, and it's against Georgia, and they're going to be able to get revenge for what happened in that game. And I know that Carson Beck is not going to play. You know, he's been a big question mark, and the receivers are a big question mark, and all these things. I get it. Texas' defense has been tremendous, giving up less than 12 points per game. Georgia's been giving up more points than normal. They just went to 8 overtimes against Georgia Tech. All these things, I understand all of them. I'm an SEC homer. Give me the money line. Like, just give me money line. Plus 125. Give me Georgia money line. As this number climbs, I hope you guys get better numbers. I hope you guys get better prices than me. Let me take a look and see what the best price is on the planet here that you guys can get on this, because this number has been climbing here tonight on the money line for Georgia. Plus 125, still the best price. Yeah, that's the best price on the planet. So plus 125. Maybe you guys get better. I don't even want the points. I don't want the points. You 2.5, you can take it. If Georgia covers, I think Georgia wins. So I'm taking Georgia. Give me Kirby Smart. Give me the team that's been there. Give me the team from Georgia. Taking on Texas. They've already beaten them once this year. I don't know by how many points. 1, 2, 3, or 1,000. I don't care. Georgia money line for 1 unit at plus 125. And then finally, let's see. Hold on. Sorry, not finally. We go to, I have nothing on the Sun Belt. Clemson, LSU. I, honest to God, want to take SMU. Like, I just straight up want to take SMU. But Clemson's dominance in the ACC championship game has me really scared. Clemson has lost 3 consecutive games ATS going into this. That's the longest ATS losing streak for any team in a title game this year. Over the last decade, teams entering a conference championship game on 3 or more ATS losing streaks are 7-0 straight up and 7-0 against the spread in their title games. That's enough to keep me off of them. Okay? Off of SMU and off of Clemson. I think I think SMU wins the game, but I'm going to have nothing on the ACC championship. I'm going to watch it, but I have nothing on this game. My pick is SMU to win, but I'm not betting it. I don't know what to do with it. Money's on Clemson. I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to say it's wrong. It very well could be Clemson to win the ACC championship, and that's actually kind of bad news for Alabama. So Bama wants SMU to win, but I don't know about that. And then finally, Penn State and Oregon. Numbers 3.5. Some books have already gone to 3. I grabbed the 3.5. This is just a scary bet. There's no way around this bet. It's scary. Oregon's the last undefeated team in college football. Penn State, under James Franklin, against top 5 opponents, he's 1-16 straight up. 1-16 straight up. Here's the weird thing about this. 1, I like the defense a lot for Penn State. I think they can keep them in the game. I think as long as they don't give up big plays, they can keep them in the game. 3-2 away from home, both these teams. No losses for Oregon. Closest near scare was against Boise. They won by 3. Won by 1 against Ohio State was the closest loss. Closest near loss. Won by 1 against Ohio State. Won by 3 against Boise. Here's the funny thing about this game. If Penn State wins this game, how big is it for Penn State? It's massive, is it not? It's huge. James Franklin gets to get the monkey off his back. He won a Big Ten championship. For Oregon, it's their first year in the Big Ten. First time playing in Indianapolis. They're in the tournament. They're playing for national championships, right? We've all said the 5 seed is the best seed. You want the 5 because you play a home game and then you're going to play Boise again, a team they've already beaten. Don't you want to play Boise in the quarterfinals? Anybody. 1 seed, 5 seed, anybody. Don't you want Boise? Aren't they the weakest team in this field? Boise getting a bye is a clown show. It's a joke. Boise, the Mountain West champion, is the 4 seed in a bracket for a national championship? Get out of here. You guys are all on the pipe. But fine, put them in there. Give Oregon a simple path. If Oregon loses this game, I will bet Oregon to win the national championship. Because their path is going to be very, very easy. They might even get Arizona State at home. I mean, The 12 seed might be the Big 12 winner. Might be Iowa State or Arizona State up against. You don't think Oregon's going to whip Arizona State? I mean, they know that team. They know what they are. That's easy. That's a win for Oregon. Then they play Boise on a neutral. That's easy. Oregon's into the national semifinals. It's the same thing for Penn State. But this game means more for Penn State because James Franklin can get this W, and James Franklin can say he won a Big Ten title and he beat a number one team overall. I just don't. This feels like Kansas and Creighton to me. This game means way more to Penn State than it does Oregon. I don't think Oregon cares about it. Oregon knows they want to win a national championship. They've got more football to come after this. I think the more passionate, the more focused, the game's bigger for Penn State. I'll take the 3.5, but I think you have to sprinkle money line on Penn State. You have to take that plus 150. It's too juicy. It's sitting right there. I would 100% take it. But officially, I'm going to come in and I'm going to take plus 3.5. The 3 official plays for the Daily Juice. Arizona State, Iowa State over 50.5. Georgia money line plus 125 against Texas. Penn State plus 3.5 for 1.1 units. I have no bets officially on UFC 310 before you ask me. I have no bets on it. I will watch it 100%. I'm going to watch it, but it's here in Vegas. I'd rather watch college football, to be quite honest. I could have gone. Right now, I'd rather watch college football in these championship games than go to a UFC event. But the co-main event in that card at 310, the Gary fight is, that is an awesome, awesome fight. The co-main's better than the main event in my mind. The co-main's great for 310. Really fun fight to watch. But so let me just recap the full card for the full day. Iowa State, Arizona State, officially over 50.5. My personal thought is Arizona State money line. MAC, Ohio is catching 2.5 to Miami. I don't get why Ohio is catching points. They've gone and won 5 games in a row. They've killed teams. Excuse me. Sorry. Taking Ohio plus 2.5, but I'm not betting it. Georgia money line up against Texas. I think they win the game outright. You can take the 2.5 points if you want. I think Georgia wins the game outright. Clemson, SMU. I want to bet SMU, not betting anything on it because of what I mentioned with the ATS streak for Clemson and how dominant Clemson has been in the ACC championship game. This is the first time for SMU to ever be in this game. This is in Charlotte. It's not really a neutral site. There's going to be way more Clemson people there. I get why you're taking the 2.5. I get why you're betting Clemson money line. No play on it. My thought is SMU money line, but I can 100% see Clemson coming in and winning this game. No play there. Penn State plus 3.5. is the official play for the Big Ten, but sprinkle on Penn State money line for sure. Once again, no live chat this morning at 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, but Sunday, in between the late slate and Sunday Night Football, we will break down the national championship bracket, thoughts on picks, plays for the first week, look at lines, look at futures, any bets and plays we want to make. I'll jump in and give you guys a couple of options. I'll make an official one for sure during that live stream coming up on Sunday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time on the Discord channel. Sunday, not Saturday. Sunday at 8 p.m. Nothing today on the Discord, but it's bettingpros.com/chat. My name is Matt Peralt. Follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning. It's the Daily Juice Podcast presented by DraftKings.